Before we dive into today's episode, I have something truly special to share. Next September, I'll be leading an intimate women's retreat through the south of France and northern Italy, and you're invited. Picture this: mornings exploring the colorful markets of the French Riviera, afternoons sipping wine, and a hotel view with golden Mediterranean sunsets. Whether you love photography, food, or just want to reconnect with your playful creative self, this trip is designed for you. Spots are limited, so if all this sounds like your kind of adventure, please visit tourwithabsolutely.com and look for the tour France and Italy with Crystal. You can also send me a message or check out the show notes. Hey guys, my name's Crystal Kenny, and I'm in love with creating. All things artistic and imagination involved. I'm an American girl who chased her creative dreams all the way to Paris, France, making a living using photography. This podcast takes you inside the stories of all the artsy folks I've met along the way and gives you that extra push to discover your creative gifts. The desire to create is deeply inside each and every one of us, and I give you the tools and inspiration to find a new way of living a more creative life. This is La Vie Creative, the podcast. Today on the show, I interview Adrienne Ryser. We talk all about her expanding her flower shop from Paris to Norway, her new book, and how having a child has changed her creativity. So welcome back to the show, Adrienne. It's so nice to have you back on.
Thank you so much for having me back on. You're one of my favorite people, and thank you so much for inviting me to do this again. It's been 5 years since we caught up on your podcast.
Definitely. You were one of my first people when I first started it during the pandemic, and I'm so grateful. And so much has changed. I mean, you have a book, you have a husband, you have a baby, and you've expanded to Norway. So we have a lot to catch up on, but I always like to go back to what's the newest thing going on, and that is the book. Tell us about your new book.
I'm so excited about my new book. I was working on it simultaneously with planning this giant move and opening this new store in Oslo. So it was a lot, but I'm so happy with the results, and it's coming out April 2026, April 7th, supposedly. So I'm super excited for that. It was a labor of love, and a lot of people's hands have been on this project.
Definitely. Anytime with a book, it's like so many people are involved, and it's really exciting. What inspired you to do a book, and how was that trying to put it together?
So I actually was sitting next to this wonderful person named Lee at Adriene's book launch for her book called Joie that came out a few years ago. And I just feel like a chance seating arrangement kind of changed everything for me, because I was seated next to her lit agent Lee, and we just got to talking, and we kind of just created sort of a bond. And then a few months later, she proposed the idea. She was like, "Have you ever thought about writing a book about flowers and French floral arranging?" And I was like, I mean, kind of, I did study journalism, and I obviously love sharing the love and knowledge of flowers. So when she presented the idea, I was so excited, and that was it. I mean, we pitched to one publisher and they bought it immediately. So that was it. It was really fast.
That's huge. I mean, the fact that they took it immediately, that's amazing, because I know so many people dream of publishing a book and getting a publisher and how hard it can be. So that's wonderful.
I do feel like I got so lucky. I just had this chance seating arrangement, met the right person, then she put this opportunity into my realm, and everything just worked out very seamlessly. It was tons of work, obviously, and probably took years off my life. But maybe I'll get those years back, because I'm just so excited to have it be a real thing and actually get out there and promote it. And yeah, like I said, share the love of flowers with as many people as I can.
Definitely. I can hear it's very stressful to write a book. A lot of our friends have published books, and it's a lot.
It's fun commiserating with all of the people though, that we know, like our little community, there are so many book writers in there and so many creatives. And also, I just want to add in there that I love your book so much and always have. And it's just like it sits on my shelf now in Oslo. And like I always look at it and just like flip through it. And I just love your relationship with your family is like my favorite thing on earth. You and your mom are to die for. And you and Giuseppe are just like the most joyful, cutest. Like every time I see you guys, you make me light up. And I just love you, love your book, love your family.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. Oh my gosh, my book's in Norway now. I'm so grateful.
Your book's awesome.
Oh my gosh, it's so cool. Well, coming back to your book, it's structured like a cookbook where bouquets are like recipes. Talk a little bit about that.
It's structured, yes, like a cookbook, but of floral recipes. And we broke it up into chapters that are actually different ambiances. So I feel like you'll see in a lot of flower books, the chapters are broken into like seasons. And I wanted to do something a little bit more like reflective of La Rosoir and like our vibe. So we broke it into ambiances. There's like a romantic ambiance, a Parisian ambiance, a holiday ambiance, an indoor garden ambiance. And within each ambiance, there's like 6 to 10 different recipes where, yeah, you'll like find the ingredients in there, right, that you need to use, and then the breakdown step by step of how you do it. I always say that like this book is just for inspiration purposes only, and that you don't need to use like the same exact flowers or materials. You can never make the same bouquet as someone else. So really, like, I just want to give inspiration and also inspire to like break the rules. I always say like you can break the rules when you're creating with your flowers. So like I tried to like set up what those rules are and then explain how to break them completely.
I love that. That's something that you've always been amazing at, because obviously living here and running a Paris flower shop, and you studied under the original owners, like you learn the French floral rules, but then you also have like your whimsical California influence. So talk about like the rule breaking, like what are some big differences between like French floral versus like California?
I feel like the biggest difference between like French florals and California florals is kind of like the ritual of taking care of the flowers when you get them. Also, the way that French people go and buy their flowers on a weekly basis versus in like California, I noticed working at the empty vase, people really just order for like special occasion, birthday, anniversary, you know, something like that. In Paris, people come in and they pick up a bouquet every single week just to bring into their homes. And then the way that those bouquets are purchased are like just a hand-tied bouquet with the stems free. And then that French person's going to take that bouquet home, look at all of their vases, pick the vase that suits the flowers best, fill the vase with water, recut the stems, change the water every day. You know what I mean? Like it's more of a thing. And in America, you just like receive your flowers. They're in a vase already. You don't change the water. You just put them in the corner, and that's kind of, you like forget about them. Whereas in France, they're like pulling them out, replaying with the ones that are still alive. Like 2 weeks later, they might have something else like created with the flowers that they had from, you know what I mean? So that's definitely one of the biggest differences, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. And it's more, keeping them alive longer, being able to play with them longer. It's a big difference with French florals. And in the States, like you said, they just hand us something and that's that. Like there you go.
Yeah. And then it's even like now I'm over in Oslo, right? So I'm discovering all of the differences with how people are with flowers here in Norway versus in France. And then like I have the knowledge from the US. So like I do feel lucky to witness all of these different like approaches.
Yeah, talk a little bit about that. You've started a new chapter. You opened a new shop in Oslo and Norway. Talk about what that's been like and why do it?
Well, I hadn't heard of Oslo before, honestly. I thought it was an Instagram filter. until I was like kind of received a cold call from someone who said, we have a pitch for you. Would you like to fly to Oslo? I told them if they wanted to chat, they could come to Paris. And they did. And we had a discussion about their new opportunity in this amazing new build. It's called Sixa, and it's filled with offices. And on the bottom floor, they tried to make it a destination. So there's like a French pastry shop, a French restaurant, and then the owners really wanted a French flower shop. So they got, a very authentic French flower shop. We brought everything from Paris that is here, and we're selling like a mix of antiques and French inspired bouquets and really nice plants. And it's been super, super fun to like see the reaction of everyone, because like we're in Scandinavia, right? So everything is super minimalistic, plain, white, beige, IKEA. And then our store is like filled with so much soul and history and completely different vibe than they're used to here. A lot of people are drawn to it though, and we have tons of repeat customers. We've sold like big tables, mirrors, plates, all of the things, like things I brought over here as decoration, people bought from me. So it's kind of cool because I now like get the opportunity to go back to Paris more and find more stuff for Oslo. And it's like my job has like evolved into another realm, and I super am loving it, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a different place from France. Like you said, the whole aesthetic, everything is different. And same with like purchasing the flowers, like, or even like the flowers you can get there. Talk about some of those differences.
Okay, so the flowers we get here are so different from the flowers in France. Even like right now, the girls that work at La Rosoir, they're downstairs. We are October 24th, but they are ordering the flowers that we're going to receive the week of Christmas. And they were like, what do you mean? Like, because that was like, what do you mean, guys? We can't order the flowers today for Christmas. Like, that's insane. And they said, how do you do it in France? And I was like, I literally go to Rungis, the flower market, on Christmas morning or the day before and buy the flowers for the shop. It's not like I don't have to order them months in advance. But here, just the way they go about ordering and receiving flowers is entirely different. I wasn't that happy with the selection when I moved here of flowers that we were having delivered. So I actually like reached out to a few farmers and farms nearby Oslo. And then we started receiving fresh flowers from these farms, which was super cool. Because like those are the flowers that are similar to the ones I'm used to at La Rosoir in Paris, because I always work with the French farmers and get like the fresh cut stuff. So I super loved meeting these farmers here in Oslo and having their beautiful flowers. They even said like next season, if there's something that they didn't have that I want, they can grow it for me. So I've been like trying to figure out like, okay, what color cosmos can I get? Like what can they grow? And they think it's cool too, because I'm like, this is something I had in Paris. Can you grow this for me? And they're like, oh my God, we haven't seen this. Like, yes, we're going to find it. Like, this is so cool. And so it's super collaborative in that way. The only downfall is that winter is coming. And so there are no flowers grown from the farm at this
It's going to be like frozen.
Yeah. So like now we've gone back to ordering the way that we originally were when I first got here throughout winter. With that being said, like I still go out there, I'm foraging, like I'm cutting pines and branches, and I'm still reaching out to multiple growers. We're working with like people that are not that used to working with flower shops in Oslo, because like flower shops in Oslo are kind of all the same. And I'm trying to really do something more original. So yeah.
That's amazing. Like the fact that you're able to connect directly with these farmers, that you're challenging them in new ways too, and they're excited to like grow things specifically for you. That's so cool.
I think it's really cool too.
And also, you've recently become a mother. Well, not so recent anymore. He's growing up so fast. Talk a little bit about your little man and how that has influenced your rhythm of creativity. Has it changed the way that you work as a creative?
My perfect little man just turned a year last Saturday on October 18th. I cannot believe he's a year old already.
Insane.
He's perfect, and I feel so lucky to have like such a healthy, happy baby. I feel like every day seriously just gets better and better with him. Like he is honestly perfection, and I kind of let that like feeling of gratitude guide me as being a mom. Like I know we can get through anything. Like even I feel like the hard days, I'm like they're not that hard because he's healthy and happy, bottom line. So I feel so just like blessed, and I think that becoming a mom has just motivated me, honestly. Like, he is the best, he deserves the best. So, like, I'm out there, I'm gonna like hustle and do everything I can do to like provide the best everything for him. I love him so much.
It's so beautiful to watch you guys on Instagram. And like, I know you're a little further away now, but I just love seeing the videos and pictures. He is adorable. And you are both such amazing parents. You're just like made to be parents. You're like in this little nest of love.
I want to have 100 more kids. Like, I didn't know that it was going to be this fun or this great and this magical. I don't know if it's just him or if it's just like any kid makes a parent feel that way, but I would love to have 100 more kids. Ben is like the most incredible dad and it's so much fun, but I just hate being pregnant. Like being pregnant was so hard for me. So I'm super terrified to be pregnant again. I am like, okay, definitely not now because my book's coming out in April. And I want to do a really good job with like the launch and all of the press. And like I have some places I'm going to be flying to. So I'm like, oh, maybe after, but I'm just, oh, I don't know. I wish I could just like clone him a million times.
Yeah, well, we'll all come together when it's supposed to. And it's so wonderful that you love being a mother and you can still make your business work. And I'm sure he's like the VIP manager there at the shop.
He's so runs the show. He's just crawling all over the place. Yeah, he's he's the best, and being a mom, I feel like has just like not stopped me from working. If anything, pushed me to work harder, more, and do the most.
And has motherhood given you a new relationship with time and permanence or beauty? These are concepts that often appear in floral work. Has that like changed you at all in that way too?
I mean, I feel like those are things I've always been so in tune with, kind of, that maybe a little bit like I definitely have always hated how fast time goes by, and like I time has always stressed me out. So like if anything it's just stressing me out even more. Like I try so hard to soak in every single moment that I'm in because I just do realize how fast it goes by. And I guess, yeah, if anything, he's just made me really, really try to soak it in, like deep, 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 deep down as hard as I can. But yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, especially at that age, they change so much so quickly. So it makes perfect sense that you're just trying to eat it all up because there's so many changes happening quickly when you have a newborn.
So quick. I really wasn't around that many babies either before having him. Like, I didn't know that they grew so fast. I thought they stay like baby for a year. And then when they're a year old, then they become like bigger and become like, no, like he was only a baby for a second. Then he's been a kid, you know, for it just is very, very fast the way that they change and grow. And, but so I speak to Cove in English. Ben speaks to him in French. He has a nanny named Valentina who only speaks Italian. and he's living in Norway and about to start kindergarten, or here it's called the Barnehagen, and he's starting soon on November 5th, and they only speak Norwegian. So, I mean, like, he's probably never going to talk, right? Like, he's going to be
He's going to be so confused, but so bilingual.
he's never like, I feel like when he's like 10, he'll finally be able to talk, but he'll know like 4 languages.
I love that for him. I'm so jealous of kids that grew up in a bilingual situation, so it's pretty cool for him.
I think it's such a, like, how do you say it? Like, I don't know. It's just he's lucky. I grew up like only speaking English, just so, I don't know. Dumb.
Yeah, definitely. I feel the same way. I'm jealous of people in bilingual families.
Wow, you are such a you're a trilingual girl now, basically, French and American.
I mean, I still need to learn Italian. I'm such a bad person for not doing it already. And coming back to the book, so talk about how you put it together. Like, obviously you wrote the recipes, and then you had some help with the photography, you had some help styling. Tell us more.
Yeah, so I had the immense pleasure of working with Katie Donnelly, who is my photographer on this project. And she did such a good job, like, really putting my vision to life and also going with my flow. Like, I'm really not organized. And sometimes we would start the day and it'd be like, okay, today we're shooting the cover. And she was like, what? Like, no warning, we're shooting the cover right now. And I'm like, yep, shooting the cover right now. And then, I mean, that didn't work out. We ended up shooting the cover 3 times, but she just like was so perfect for me on this project because she just is so amazing, is so talented, and is so good at, like I said, going with my flow kind of. So I am just so happy that we got to work together. And I feel like the best thing that came out of this book is probably like my friendship with Katie. I love her so much, and I feel so lucky that I got to become such good friends with her over the last year. And I worked with Myra. As you know, Myra is one of your friends too. And Myra is someone who worked at La Rosoir with me for a few years and then kind of came back for this special project. So Myra is very organized, and Myra is really good at like having a vision and then executing instead of being all over the place like I am. So it was super helpful having her as kind of like my assistant stylist, or, you know, like she helped a lot with the florals and all of the things. And then, I mean, it takes a village to get a book together. Like, I didn't know how many like editors and like different hands were actually going to be touching this project, I guess you could say.
Definitely. And talk about the cover too. I mean, you'd had to do the cover like 3 times.
Well, like, so one day we just had the best flowers and we were doing a shoot at the store. So I was like, okay, this needs to be the cover. So like we put our all into it. We shot a gorgeous arrangement. We sent it into Hachette and they were like, no, you can't just decide what your cover is going to be. Like, we have to give you direction. And I was like, oh, okay. I didn't know. I thought I just get to pick and then tell you what my cover is. This whole experience has been, you know, a learning curve. Like, I thought I could just come up with the title and then tell them. They were like, no, like, it's collaborative and we all need to agree. And like, the thing is, I think I know best, but then I actually don't. Like, they have, like I said, there are so many hands working on this. Like, there's a whole marketing department. Like, there's a whole style, you know, team. And like, there's many people, they have conversations and like, this is like their job. They do know what should be done. And like, they ended up giving me direction for the cover. So then we reshot the cover. But then it wasn't exactly right either because like then they wanted a specific shot so that you could clearly see the title. So then we ended up, they said like, okay, can you reshoot? And I was like, I'm moving to Oslo. Like, this was on Wednesday morning, right? I'm like moving Thursday. They said, can you reshoot the cover? Like, it needs to be more colorful. Like, it needs to be more this, that, and this than whatever you sent. And I was like, oh my God, I'm moving tomorrow. I don't know if I can like reshoot. Shooting a cover, you know, is supposed to be very like, I feel like you should be really careful and really like considerate when you're shooting the cover of your book, right? But of course, in classic Adrienne style, I like call Katie. I'm like, can you come right now to my house? I have to shoot the cover today. I remember Ben was on a shoot. I was babysitting Cove. Katie drove over like as fast as she could. Myra came. I was like, I didn't even have time to go to La Rosoir and pick up the flowers. So I'm like, Myra, I need to go to the shop. We need to pick up X, Y, and Z. She stopped at multiple flower shops on her way to meet me at my house. I like whipped up a bouquet in -2 seconds. And then Katie and I went running up the Rue de Martyr and we're like shooting in front of all of the doors because they wanted it to be shot in front of a door, and just like sweating and like flowers flying everywhere. Like, I don't even think the bouquet was attached with raffia. I was just holding it in my hands. In the end, I feel like it's a fun memory, and I actually do love the cover. I like fought back at first, but like they do know best, like I said, and now I love it. It's a fun memory. Third time's a charm, and this is what we got. And it is colorful and happy, and like if I saw it sitting down on a table, I would have to open it. So
I love that story. That's such a great story, and like it's so nice that your team was there to help you.
So nice.
So talk about where people can pick it up and learn more about the book.
You can pre-order now, and if you pre-order, there are some pre-order perks that come along with the book when it comes out on April 7th. It is available, on Amazon, wherever you can get your books. It's also going to be available internationally. That was super important to me, so that people could buy it in Paris or in Norway. You can find it on my website right now, either one, like La Rosoir Paris or La Rosoir Oslo. But also if you just give it a quick Google search, Fleur by Adrienne Ryser, it will pop up. And pre-orders are super important. I appreciate all of the love and all of the pre-orders. I actually the book went to like #1 Amazon pre-order for flower category the week it came out.
Wow.
So I was super excited about that because, I mean, it was unexpected, I guess. Like, I didn't know that it was going to, like, be such a hit. But I guess just the first week it did pretty well. So I'm excited to see, how far we can go.
That's awesome. Congratulations. And I can't wait to pick my copy up and just watch as your shops grow in Paris and Norway. So thank you so much for sharing with us today.
Thank you so much for having me back. I'm definitely going to go back and listen to our episode from 5 years ago just to like see the evolution and yeah, I really appreciate you sitting down with me today, and I miss you.
Well, luckily you come back a lot, so I'm excited to see you in December. And thank you for chatting with me and sharing all this beautiful new information with us. I can't wait to see you again.
Thank you so much, Crystal.
Thanks so much for tuning in to La Vie Creative. You can find more information on MissParisPhoto.com. And if you enjoyed this show, please feel free to share and spread the word for all my creative guests. We have the power to help them to keep doing what they love. See you next time.